These are the things we put in motion. Shaken, I still believe the best we all can be. The only peace this world will ever know will only come from love.
As you're able to join me in these words, they are Hinei Matov Umanain Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good it is to be in each other's company, among brothers and sisters. Hinei Matov Umanain Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hinei Matov Umanain Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hinei Hasmi Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hinei Hasmi Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hinei Matov Umanain Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hinei Matov Umanain Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jim Carroll. His little book looking at all of you. Speak up. Looking at all of you, I am both saddened and heartened. Heartened that there are so many good people who in their everyday lives express faith not only in one another, but this little boy to be here, to see this piece, that in a way, on this occasion, is so sad. I want to conclude my remarks. I've been so angry over this, and it just seemed like day after day that something would be angry and outraged about it. And I've tried to counsel myself to not react in an outrageous, angry way. And remind myself that what we need is that we must gird ourselves with compassion and arm our minds and our hearts with all the courage we can muster, and express with our words that we will call out hate, push it back into the shadows, and push it back into the slimy rocks towards the pain. It'll take courage to stare it down, but we have no other choice. There's no solace in silence.
So this next song is a simple expression of desire for prayer, for peace. It says, Oseh Shalom, may the one who makes peace, Bimromav in the heavens, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, may God make peace upon us, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, and upon all of Israel, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, and upon all of the inhabitants of the world. Ve'imru, and we say, Amen.
Shalom Bimrava. Say Shalom Aleinu. Kol Yisrael. Biru Hiznivavel. Say Shalom Bimrava. Say Shalom Aleinu. Kol Yisrael. Amen. Say Shalom. Say Shalom. Shalom Aleinu. Kol Yisrael. Say Shalom. Shalom. Shalom Aleinu. Kol Yisrael.
Like Jim, I'm also on the select board. I'm here as a select board member, but I feel like I'm also here as a community member. My name is Jean Connor. Howard asked me to come and just say a few words. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not going to say anything that's going to make anyone feel a whole lot better. But I do want to thank the people who organized this on such short notice, because it does feel so good to be here with all of you. It's times like this we don't know what to say, we can't understand what has happened, but I think being together is just so, so powerful. While we can only imagine the pain and grief the friends and family of the victims of this terrible hate crime at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh are experiencing, we do share their sadness and shock, and we stand with them in solidarity against hate. Since I've been on the select board, we have on many occasions, unfortunately, spoken out strongly and consistently against hate crimes and gun violence at our public meetings. It's important that we do that, and we will continue to do that. But I believe we as individuals must be brave and call out hate speech when we hear it or witness behavior that is hate-driven. It's our collective responsibility to do so, and I wish peace on all of you. I'm Rabbi Jera Greenfield. I first want to thank Rabbi Howard Cohen for organizing this vigil tonight. This is a strange moment because on the one hand, we're marking an incredible, terrible tragedy, an attack on people who were praying, Jews, in their synagogue on a Shabbat morning. On the other hand, we're gathered here because we all know how to respond to each other when something that seems far away isn't. That we come together, that we stand in solidarity, that your presence here means so much, is a great comfort personally to me. I know for yourselves as well, as many have said. I actually have personal connections with people in Pittsburgh, and this is the other strange part, is that I found out about this on Saturday morning at my son's pizza party. I found out from a fellow congregant here in Bennington, and I almost just couldn't even look at the news. And I noted Pittsburgh, and I why I said to him, this was to Steve Ellis, you know, maybe the congregation I visited as a scholar in residence, and I literally put it out of my mind. And then when I turned back and looked at the news, in fact, yes, the congregation that was attacked houses 3 different worship communities, and one of them, Dor Hadash, is a Reconstructionist community that I visited as scholar in residence, and one of the victims, Jerry Rabinowitz, was the new president at that time in 2005, and he coordinated my visit, and he picked me up from the airport, and he and his wife, Mary, gave me a beautiful dinner, and he talked all about his beloved community. And I spent my first rabbinic weekend doing something for a congregation as a young, soon-to-be rabbi with congregation Dor Hadash. I worked with the children, and I gave Dvar Torah to the rest of the congregation, and I remember an incredibly warm and welcoming group of people that has left an enduring impression on me with regard to my choice to work as a professional in Jewish communities, whose job it is to help us gather for celebration, for babies, for bar mitzvahs, for weddings, but also for deaths, and for funerals, and for vigils like this. And so I extend my thanks to you. There's a lot I'm going to keep myself from saying, but what I'd like to say is that I'm still processing this as a Jew, as a Jewish educator, as a mother, and that I currently run 2 different Hebrew schools, one in Manchester, Vermont, and one in North Adams, Massachusetts. And so I'll be up late into the night as I try to figure out the best way to address this incident with children and families. And thank God for the resources and the colleagues that we have. Among the many people I know directly affected by this incident, there have been posts of wisdom that I'd like to share tidbits from for you. One of those is this. Right now, each of us stands here as an ally, and we're standing here because we're allies to Jewish people, or we're Jewish people, but we are also standing here as allies to black and brown-skinned people, and we stand here as allies to immigrants and to Latinos, and in fact, this community in Pittsburgh was especially noted for their work with immigrants, the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, and it was one of the reasons that the shooter targeted them. We stand here in solidarity and community because we believe in pluralism and diversity. We stand here because of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, gender non-binary people. We stand here because we are part of a community that needs each other, that must see from within all of our diversity the oneness that is demonstrated here tonight. Because it's only in that strength that we will change this world, that we will change this society, and that we'll heal this disgusting divide and mend this violence. So, a short piece from a colleague of mine, Rabbi Tamara Cohen. The Tree of Life Synagogue refers to the name that we call the Torah. We call the Torah a tree of life. It's our holy book, our sacred book. And so says our liturgy that the Torah is a tree of life to all who hold fast to it, all who cling to its traditions, its teachings, its morals, our heritage, our peoplehood, our humanity. She says it is a tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are grieving, scared, angry, organizing, getting out the vote, supporting Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, welcoming refugees, recognizing our fear, the fear of our neighbors, shaking with our physical knowing of what we have intellectually understood how anti-Semitism is a bedrock of white supremacy, holding accountable the president and his advisors and all those who normalize his leadership because it's working for them who have unleashed a new level of permission to hate and to act on that hatred. Holding accountable a Congress made up of mostly white Christian heterosexual cisgender men who refuse to support gun control. Holding accountable our fellow Jews who support this profoundly dangerous administration because they believe it's good for Israel. Fighting for the America and the world we believe in. Holding our loved ones a little closer tonight. It is a tree of life, the Torah, the sacred tradition of the Jewish people, the sacred traditions of all peoples, the faith, practice, community, ritual, beliefs, questions, stories, songs, weight of history that get us up again and again, that roots in the pursuit of justice, that keeps us gathering, doing what we do, that fuels our anger, our knowing how to walk in grief, and fear towards a vision of a healed world that needs us, each of us, in our wondrous difference.
Justin, do you want to say a few words? When I have to think about another one of these attacks, particularly on what I feel like is our own, people who are looking to Zion, who are looking to God as the organizing principle of their lives. And then someone comes in and has the exact opposite and destroys one of us. Immediately I thought back to Charleston. Immediately I just had flashes of hatred against people who are standing in love. People who again and again are reorienting their lives to God, week in, week out, every day, going through the scriptures. And yet someone can come into a house of hospitality and do their best to desecrate the tent that always has one side open. And there's a real temptation in my own life, in institutional life, to start to build a great wall around our hospitality. I don't have to stretch the metaphor of a wall too far and make too many parallels between what hospitality is and what a fortress is. How many of us have entertained angels and not known it? And that's what that's again and again what we try to reorient ourselves towards. So when something like this happens again and again, for me, I have to keep Zion in a clear focus. I have to remember that it's an entire city that is a temple. And not everybody is yet on this pilgrimage with eyes that are open. And I can't understand why some people are trying to destroy the tent. A tent that was even open to them. So one of the things that I've found, if it's not our elders who wrestled with angels and limped the rest of their lives, or if it's ancestors who wandered in the desert or were enslaved in Babylon or Egypt, whether it's folks who were enslaved in this country, again and again we keep facing hospitality, and we keep getting pushed into a deeper generosity of spirit that no machine gun could mow down and no one could take from us, because it comes from a place that is deeper than I am. It comes from God's I am. And so when I reflect on the death of what I feel like is one of us, when I reflect on the death of people who are standing in Zion, are looking toward God, I have to feel in some way their lives and their lives hereafter will have a continued ministry to us on earth. That they are helping organize and helping restructure our lives around something deeper than ourselves. That they're helping us become more human, and they're helping us deepen our focus on the great I am. And my faith relies in the great I am, and may it never be shaken. Amen.
I'm going to read the names of the 11 victims yesterday, and I'm going to mention their ages. Because these were really dangerous people when you realize how old they were. They had Joyce Feinberg, 75. Richard Godfrey, 65. Watch out for Rose Mallinger, she was 97. Jerry Rabinowitz, 66. Cecil Rosenthal, 59. David Rosenthal, 54. Bernice Simon at 84. Sylvian Simon at 87. Daniel Stein at 71. Melvin Wax at 88. And Irving Younger at 69. What cowardice to gun down people like this. And let's keep the 4 police officers who are recovering from their injuries in our hearts and minds. Their courage, bravery, self-sacrifice, and the rest of the people who are still recovering. The core values of life in America, liberty, equality, democracy, individualism, unity and diversity, have yet again come under attack. Yesterday, the egregious attack was on a synagogue. As Jewish men, women, and children were celebrating the Sabbath, the self-identified anti-Semite gunned them down in cold blood. 2 days earlier, Vicki Lee Jones, 67 years old, Maurice Stollard, 69, were peacefully grocery shopping when they were gunned down by an avowed racist. Over the last week and a half, we all watched and waited in horror as pipe bomb after pipe bomb was discovered in the mail. And this is why it is so profoundly important that we, the mixed multitude that we are here this evening. Thank you, beloved members of this community. Thank you for coming out tonight. And I want to thank the anonymous person who left a beautiful bouquet of flowers on the front steps of the sanctuary. You're up there. Shalom, shalom, shalom. May our hearts be filled with love and shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
May our hearts be filled with love and shalom. Shalom, shalom. May our hearts be filled with love and shalom.
Thank you. May you go in peace.
We pray, God, for the continued peace of Jerusalem and your protection there, Lord. Keep your people safe and your borders safe, and I pray for peace.
Thank you.
Can we? I'm going to offer to be at the parking lot across from the fire hall the day of voting, and I'll be there at 10. I'll be there at 2, and I'll be there at 6. And as a community of support a community of love, a community of statement that we are together. We don't need gun, we don't need hate, we will not get that far. We will be together, and that anyone that feels insecure, come then and be with us, and we will face whatever happens in the world together.
Thank you.
10, 2, and 6.
And you can put
Mean
your
it.
candles in the basket, I think, if you want to. Thanks again for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you.